Hey guys, this is Craig with Area 419 Golf. I want to walk you through in a series of videos all of the parts and pieces of a Spec putter. Everything you can change, customize, and build to fit your stroke so that your custom putter is perfect for your game. Those parts, and we'll do them in order, will be the hosel, the body, the faces, the weights, and the tail. Guys, this is a pretty good look at what we have found on average will happen as you change parts and fittings. Now, obviously, your stroke is not like everyone else's. But in reality, we think about 90% of people can benefit from the same changes for the same reasons. We'll talk about customization that's available for each part, as well as what common misses or common issues can be solved by each change in the process. So, let's dive in. The first part of the putter that we want to talk about is the hosel. The hosel connects your shaft to the body of your putter and accomplishes a few things. The first thing it accomplishes is a little bit of visual aid when you're standing over the putter. Some people like to see a little more of the face or a little less of the face when they're standing above the club. This is truly preference. There are times that your hosel can change your alignment just a little bit. You may align a little more offset, a little more open, and a little less offset, a little more closed. That's very much personal. Somebody standing behind you can typically help with that. The other thing the hosel does is it changes the timing of the club as it comes through impact. If you think about the space between your shaft and your club face as being a little bit more time in rotation, if you're missing a little bit right, a little more offset may help you because it gives your club a little more time to close. And if you're missing left, a little bit less offset may be useful because it gets you to the ball before you get full closure. The next part of the putter that we want to discuss is the body. This is kind of the chassis on the Spec. Everything joins to the body. At this point, really the only things that you're changing with the body are right versus left-handedness and where your hosel connects, obviously, as well as we will very quickly be offering a little bit different color options. You may like the raw finish as you see on this putter. You may want something that is darker. We'll have some dark finishes available. You may want something that's a little brighter, a little more matte, so be on the lookout for those. We also have a little bit of a visual aid on these bodies. Right now, it is 2 center lines. We like a little more subtle visual aid because we want you to be focused a little bit more on squaring the face of the club as opposed to simply finding that center location. We'll talk more about aiming and squaring the face relative to the tails in a bit, but those are the basics of the body of the Spec putter. The next part of the putter to talk about is the face. Your face is going to accomplish a couple things in this system. First, the weight of each of the individual faces are important. We've got our steel faces and brass faces that are a little bit heavier, as well as an aluminum face, which is a little bit lighter. The feel of them is very subjective, but in general, your fly milled faces, which you'll see that in the face patterns, are going to feel a little softer or more dull, and your groove faces are going to be a little more tactile. You'll get a little more feel out of them. So when you're in your putter system, the face is something that, like the look of it, think about if you want a little bit more feel or a little bit less feel. If you're trying to lose weight, the aluminum is a great option. You'll see that in our Fang Spec setup that has all the weight on the outsides. Or if you want something that feels a little more solid or a little better putter, the steel and the brass are gonna give you really strong impact, really controllable impact. So pick your face. You've selected your hosel, your body, and your face. Now let's talk about the individual heel and toe weights on the Spec system. On each side, they are fully interchangeable. They are independently changeable. And each side has a light, a medium, and a heavy available. The light weights are 10 grams. The medium weights are 17, and the heavy weights are 24 grams a piece. You can obviously adjust the macro weight of your putter. So if you overall want something that weighs more or weighs less, you can obviously manage it from there. We also do some fine-tuned adjustment with the heel and toe in helping manage the rotation, so helping minor left and right misses. In general, lighter items accelerate and move more quickly, so if you need to get the toe of your putter around a little more quickly, maybe we take a little bit of weight out of that toe. Or if you want to speed up or slow down the heel, you can speed up by taking some weight out or slow down by adding some weight. So the weight interchangeability on these, it's really useful when we're trying to dial somebody in and get that last little bit out of their accuracy. The last part of the putter that we'll talk about, and in reality, the first part that many people pick, is the tail shape of their putter. This is our mallet tail shape. We also have our blade and our fang. The tails are going to accomplish 2 really key things. First is visual. You need to like what you look down at. Does it look like something that's confidence inspiring to you? Can you line it up? In general, the mallet shape will promote a little more open alignment. So if you miss left, mallet may be useful to you. The blade can promote a little bit more closed alignment because of that parallel back line. So if you miss right, maybe the mallet's useful for you. And the fang is going to promote a pretty neutral alignment because of the geometry of the tail. The other thing that's important is to understand where the weight is with these tails. On the blade and the mallet, the weight is a little bit more normally distributed, but on the fang, it's a super high MOI design that gets more of the weight to the outside and can typically be more stable and more forgiving if you need that. The final selection when you're getting your spec together is the shaft and the grip combination. In general, length is subject to how tall you are and how long your arms hang down. There are all sorts of opinions on how long something should be. In general, what I would tell you to do is take your existing putter, measure how long it is from the ground where your shaft would run through to the tip of the shaft. If you are a man between 5'10" and 6 feet tall, roughly, you're gonna be about a 34-inch putter. If you're a little shorter, you might like 33. A little taller, you might like 35. But for most average height guys, 34 is gonna be your play. We also ship our specs standard with a Super Stroke Pistol GT 2.0. We find it to be really nice with alignment, feels good in the hands. It's a little larger than a standard grip, which can take some handsiness out of the putting stroke. And all of our shafts, our basic shaft is a true temper, made in America, really solid shaft. Guys, those are all the elements of the Spec putter. They're all interchangeable. They can all be fixed to match your putt, your stroke. And the really nice part of what we're doing in here is once you decide on a putter, you spec it out, you're fit for it, it gets to you. If it's not exactly right, we can still make it that way. In the coming weeks, we'll add things like weight kits to the website, face kits to the website, Hosel kits to the website, as well as the tools that you may need if you don't have a torque wrench or you don't have the right things already around. We want the Spec to be perfect for you. And that means getting you fit into it right, as well as you understanding that as you work on your stroke or it changes or you're putting in different environments, the Spec can change and grow with you. So guys, if you have any more questions, email info@419.golf. If you want to talk to a fitter on the phone, we can absolutely make that happen. Email us, we'll make an appointment. And we really are excited for you to get these in hands and get them on the course.